What's the darkest place you ever found yourself in? I was 32 years old, living in my car, and I hadn't spoken to another human in 8 days. My phone was dead, I had $4 to my name, and I'd just been fired from the last job that would hire me. I parked behind an abandoned gas station and wondered if anyone would notice if I just disappeared. 3 months earlier, I had a decent apartment, a job I didn't hate, and a fiancé who loved me. Then my company downsized and I was the first to go. No warning, no severance, just a cardboard box and a half-hearted good luck. My fiancé stuck around for 6 weeks before she got tired of my depression and the mounting bills. She left on a Tuesday. By Friday, I couldn't make rent. By the following Monday, I was sleeping in my car. I found a job at a warehouse that didn't care about my employment gap, but I showed up late too many times because I couldn't find places to shower. They fired me after 2 weeks. Each night got colder, and each morning I felt less human. I stopped looking at my reflection. I stopped calling the few friends I had left. I just drove around during the day, using what little gas I could afford, and tried to find safe places to park at night. That night, at the abandoned gas station, I decided I was done. Not in a dramatic way. I was just too tired to keep going. I turned off my car to save the last drops of gas and closed my eyes, not caring if I woke up again. I don't know how long I was asleep when someone knocked on my window. I nearly jumped out of my skin. It was a woman in her 50s, short gray hair, holding a flashlight. I rolled down my window just a crack, expecting her to tell me to leave. "You can't stay here," she said, but then added, "My house is just down the road. You can park in my driveway tonight if you need a place." I was so stunned, I couldn't speak. I just nodded and followed her car home. She pointed to her driveway and then went inside without another word. I sat there for an hour, paranoid it was some kind of trap, before exhaustion won out and I fell asleep. In the morning, she came out with a thermos of coffee and a sandwich. "I'm Ellen," she said. "I used to work at the homeless shelter downtown until they lost funding. Old habits die hard." She didn't ask for my story, just handed me the food and said, "My son left some clothes when he moved out. They're in a box by the front door if you want to grab a shower." I cried in her shower. Not quiet tears, but huge, body-shaking sobs that I muffled with a towel. When I came out in clean clothes, Ellen was sitting at her kitchen table with a laptop. "My neighbor needs someone to clean out his garage this weekend," she said, without looking up. "It pays cash. And my friend Lisa manages apartments across town. One of her maintenance guys just quit." She slid a piece of paper with 2 phone numbers toward me. "You don't have to call them, but you can." I called both. The garage job led to more odd jobs. The maintenance position came through 2 weeks later. Ellen let me park in her driveway and use her address for job applications. I slept in my car for another month until I saved enough for a security deposit on a tiny studio apartment. That was 5 years ago. Last month I closed on a small house. Nothing fancy, just 2 bedrooms and a yard that needs work, but it's mine. Ellen came to my housewarming party and brought me a plant. "For your new roots," she said. "Yesterday, I was leaving the grocery store when I noticed a man sleeping in his car. The windows were foggy from his breath and the back seat was piled with clothes. I bought an extra sandwich and a gift card for the store. I wrote my phone number on the receipt along with a message. 'When you're ready, I know someone who's hiring. No questions asked.' I tucked it under his windshield wiper and walked away, remembering how one small moment of kindness saved me when I'd already given up. Sometimes the way out of the dark isn't a blinding light, but just someone willing to sit with you until your eyes adjust.